Thank you for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm going to use The Art of Love Tarot by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. There's the full box, but if you want that information, there it is. The website for this one, I want to say it's Blue Angel. BlueAngelOnline.com. It's there at the bottom. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. Supportive Oracle Cards, Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Hopefully you can see the spelling for that too if you want to. This is illustrated by Jessie Reish, which is at the top of the orange. And the website is at the bottom, hayhouse.com. Feel free to check that out if you're interested. And finally, I use the Dungeons and Dragons dice is what they are. They're metal. It's there. It's Amazon.com if it focuses. If it decides to focus. Is it doing it? Maybe. I use the 20-sided one for the Major Arcana. There's 21 in the Major Arcana, but I just use the 20-sided dice. For the Minor Arcana, I use these 4-sided dice to decide the suit, and then I use the 12-sided dice for which number card, which only goes up to Knight, but still, that's how I use it. Anything else? I think we're good. All right, hopefully that helps, and let's get into your reading. Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Sagittarius? Why are we doing all that? Like, we're putting it down and we're going to keep it there. What's that about? All right, I'm not going to do that for the rest of them. That's curious. Snap, snap, snap. Is there something with control going on here? Like, is somebody like trying to control the situation or holding it down? Too much. There's this energy of the Four of Pentacles, which is like the lack of change, holding things where they are. I feel like when I kept putting my hand down over the cards, that's what this was talking about. Like, we're holding it there, we're keeping it there, we're not letting it move. It's stuck. It's supposed to stay here. Do it the same. Do it the same. Do it the same. And it's kind of like, that's a lot. The King of Pentacles is here, which don't get caught up in the gender, but I keep getting like somebody's a little bit too restrictive, or like they're holding things down in a way that just doesn't work. And this is an energy that you do like, Sagittarius. Yeah. It's not like you don't like this energy, but it is a challenge sometimes to deal with this energy. It's kind of like, I'd like to do things a little differently. This is not going the way I want it to, but I like this energy, and it does seem to work out in the long run. It's just a little stale sometimes, a little bit restrictive, a little bit limiting, but I work with it. This energy is aware of the connection. They're aware of the connection. Like, there's love. I feel like there's love. Like, you care about them to some degree. It could be a friendship, could be a coworker, could be a spouse. You do care about them, and they seem to acknowledge the same. But I do feel like there's a hot cold. Like, sometimes we match great. Other times it's just kind of like I'm gonna end up bald because like, every time I deal with you, I'm gonna pull out my hair. So it's like 6 to 1, half a dozen to the other. Hot, cold, hot, cold. There's a lot of energy that this person tries to work things out with you. So this isn't bad. But this is the connection we're talking about. I feel like that's what we're dealing with. We're just kind of setting the stage, which is fine. I think this is a really good energy. Like, I see good things coming down the line, but like, what are we dealing with? We're hitting a moment here. We're hitting a moment. There's a moment here. What is this? That's the Hermit and the Seven of Swords. Things are not moving. at the very least. Sometimes the Hermit talks about a Virgo energy, which is fine. Sagittarius and Virgo, while I know a couple that get along well, sometimes if you just have the base energies, they work things differently. Sag goes from one to the next and just keeps moving. Virgo's like, I'm not doing that unless I know it's going to work out and I need a moment to think about it. And they don't really like the random thing at all. Sag kind of flourishes with it. When this moment happens, I feel like whatever the situation is, it's time to step back and just... I know this is going to sound counterintuitive. Act like things are fine. I know, okay. That's how it's coming forward. That's the glamour card. I'm alright with it. It's fine. No problems. And just step away from the subject for a couple minutes. Or maybe a couple days. Whatever the subject is, because that glamour card is telling me either to do that, or the fact that you're acting like you like something that you really don't. And you're just kind of avoiding the topic and just letting it go stale for a minute. I don't think that part's bad. I feel like that's kind of like, this can be a good thing. This can be a good moment. Where is this going is a great question. Because I feel like there's nothing moving. The Seven of Wands is like... I usually explain both of these at the same time. The Seven of Wands is like if you have a fence. The Seven of Wands is keeping everything on the opposite side of the fence from getting in. Versus the Nine of Wands, which I don't think you have here. The Nine of Wands is you're on the inside of the fence, and you're trying to keep things on the inside of the fence from getting out. That's the difference, at least the way I understand it, the way I read to it anyway. So you're on the inside, not letting other things in. So there's like this block of letting things in, which is surprising because usually Sagittarians are very open and kind of like they're willing to usually to hear people out on things. So this is fine, but there's also this blocked energy, kind of like it's too much restriction. I just need a break from it. So I'm just gonna block it and just put it on ice for now. Put it on pause and just kind of like regroup. Ironically, let's go with what they're saying to do with this situation. Let's do that. Because this is ironic in my opinion, because Sagittarians, they'll lead. You guys just naturally lead, but most of them that I've known, they don't really want to, they just end up doing it. They're like, well, nobody was doing anything, and so I just did it. Like, I didn't want to lead, I just had to. This is just how it worked out, because nobody was doing anything, so... And I wasn't just going to sit here and twiddle my thumbs, so I just did it. This situation, you need to take the lead on. You got the Magician, you got the King and Queen of Swords. Angels are swords in this deck. And the blue is kind of like the throat chakra is kind of home. I was also thinking why they're doing that. I'm trying to get some more energy through that. Decide what you want, inform other people about what you're going to make happen, and just take that lead and just make it happen. You'll get the outcome you want. You'll be happy with it. Ironically, everybody will be happy with it. You just start informing people what you're going to do. Whatever this subject is. What's actually going to bring forward a more difficult route, which I find so ironic, is trying to work with other energies and trying to make it work out the way other people want it to work out. What I'm getting don't do is try to make it happy for everybody, which isn't that counterintuitive? That sounds counterintuitive. Whatever this subject is, if you go that way, you're gonna get a diminished return. It's like if you do it your way and you just go ahead and do it, make the choices and just keep moving, I put $1 in, I get $5 out. If you do it this way, I put $1 in, I get 50 cents out. So that's a big difference in turnaround, you know what I mean? Take it with a grain of salt. That's how this is coming out. Do you still have some version of success? If I don't know, you put something in, you get something out. I guess if you look at it that way, the way I'm looking at it, you put in $1, you get 50 cents out. I guess I mean, you didn't totally have a loss, but it doesn't really seem like what I want anyway. And I also feel like if I did it that way once, I don't think I'd do it that way again. Could get a little more definition on that one, because it's the Sun card, and I'm like, the Sun card is there. I'm just kind of like, the Sun card is there. Yeah, it's the diplomacy. You got the Justice card with the 5 of Pentacles reversed. Trying to work with other people in, like, letting other people make decisions that you really shouldn't. It's weird because it's kind of like the sun cards there. Like, I want everybody to get along. I want to just work with everybody. I want to be compatible. I want to be compassionate, cooperative, whatever you're thinking. You just do not get the outcome. And I feel like if you look at the situation, if you step back and really look at it, I feel like you understand why that would be. So if this reading is hitting, I feel like you can step back, think it out for yourself, and go, yeah, actually, where I really think it should go, it will not make it there. If I step back and work with what other people want, it won't make it where I think it should go. It'll go totally somewhere different. I feel like it'll make sense if this reading is really hitting. Because if it goes where you want it to go, where it needs to go, or it would be better to go, it's got your energy again. It's got the Page of Wands, which is an active energy, but it just kind of keeps going. And it'll just keep gaining momentum. Not everybody's going to like it at first, but they'll get used to it. It's kind of like, just give them a time to catch up. Just give them time to catch up, they'll be fine. Whatever this is, just give them time to catch up. They're not going to like it for a while, but it will relax. It will be okay. I don't know what's going on here, but it's very interesting to me. Can we get a little bit more about that? It is the way it is, right? 6 of Wands, Success, and the Chariot. It's a weird energy in the sense of, like, I don't know about you getting acknowledgement for the choices you're making, but I do see, like, you're making good choices. Success is coming, but I feel like people might not acknowledge that you made a good choice for some reason. I don't know why that weird energy is there, but I don't feel the acknowledgement for it. But I do see a good outcome coming. And I also feel like people are enjoying it and benefiting from this outcome, but I keep getting that they're not acknowledging it. That you created this outcome, and by doing it the way you actually wanted to, they got this great outcome too, but I don't see them acknowledging it, and I'm not sure why. I know it's almost like it's water under the bridge. I'm not even going to bring it up again. I'm just going to leave it, and I'm just going to enjoy what it is right now. They don't seem to acknowledge that you made a good choice. So I don't know where that puts things for you, but hopefully that's helpful in some respect, to know that that's how this is going. But by making the right choice, I just feel like people aren't going to give you a hard time later about it, but they're not going to praise you for it either. So, which I feel like they should kind of give you like some type of accolade for that, but they're just not. They're just not. So it is what it is. All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching, and have a great day.